Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner. We're here with another episode of VSW Podcast. And tonight, we're talking about NCW's Red, White, and Bruised. It's taking all going down back in Bristol, Rhode Island. I have yet to actually gone to a Bristol show. I've been to their Dedham shows multiple times. This is going to be something special, though. There's going to be some new faces there. Some people that you might like that aren't going to be there. Some people that you don't like that aren't going to be there. It's going to be a wild adventure. You know, just talk about some new faces, some new things right off the bat. You know, you got your Pick Your Poison challenge. And these people are talking. And you got Robbie the Giant facing off against Brutal Bob. I actually saw Brutal Bob last night at Top Rope. You can hear all about that on the Top Rope episode covering last night's show. But you're going to see him in action live against Robbie the Giant. And I have to say, it's going to be a good match. Brutal Bob is pretty brutal. Remember, he was in Ring of Honor. We've seen him wrestle in tag team matches. We've seen him do all sorts of things. Very good professional wrestler. And I think that it's just going to be a great match. Meanwhile, on the other end of it, you have BRG taking on a legend. I mean a legend. The Toy Man himself, Teddy Goods. He'll be here at NCW. This is going to be wild. I'm very excited for this match. It'll probably be maybe match of the night. Honestly, I mean, you've seen Teddy Goods, right? I mean, you've seen him on AEW. You see him on SmackDown. You've seen him every week on IWTV, whether it's Wrestling Open, Beyond Wrestling, whatever you want, Uncharted Territory. He's all over it. So, this is going to be a great match as he takes on Brett Ryan Goslin. Great match. I'm very excited for this. I'm a big BRG fan. I actually saw him wrestle a great match last night. And if I had to rate his match, I'd say he actually got match of the night last night as well. Again, you can hear that on my Top Rope recap. There's going to be tons more matches, though, coming. And we're going to talk about them all here at NCW's Red, White, and Bruised. I'm just checking something right now. And just to remind everybody, folks, the doors do open at 7 p.m. tonight. So, get there early if you didn't already order your tickets or pick seats. However you order them, I'm sure you can also get tickets at the door. If not, though, if you want to, just go right now to their Facebook page. And you can follow the trail and buy their tickets to this show. And like I said, they're coming back to Bristol, and a lot of people are excited for this. I know I am. Now, I just mentioned those two matches, but there's so many more, okay? And there's so many more new things. First off, you have an interim president, BC Putnam. He'll be taking over, I guess. I'm not really... I guess I should read this because I really honestly don't know what happened to the last president. It says, and this is right strictly from NCW, so it's legit. With the announcement that a new NCW president will be elected this fall at NCW WrestleFest 27, the many nominees trying to become president will be granted the opportunity to call the shots at upcoming NCW events to showcase what they bring to the table. Unfortunately for NCW Red, White, and Bruised, the biggest POS running for office, no punchline required, will get his chance July 9th in Bristol to prove why he should be the next NCW president. God help us all. And that will be BC Putnam. So let's see what kind of mischief and mayhem he will cause and create tonight as he runs things. Meanwhile, you're going to have a women's title match, okay? And not just any women's title match. You're going to have a very crazy women's title. It's a house-broken hardcore rules match, okay? This is going to be probably as good as that, Good Housekeeping match that happened between Isana and Jesse Nolan. But instead, it's going to be the newly crowned women's champion, Ava Everett, taking on NCW legend Delilah Hayden. And like I said, this is going to be great. I'm a big fan of both of these women in the wrestling industry. They both have, made their names outside of NCW. They've branched out. I've seen Ava Everett fight all across, and she's even been abroad. Same thing, Delilah's been all over the place wrestling. And now they're going to collide again here at NCW Red, White, and Bruised. And speaking of breaking out and colliding in Ava Everett, congratulations to AG. I have to say, getting to wrestle in Japan is like a really big honor, I feel. It always at least was back in the day, I remember Andre going to Japan, that being a really big deal. Hogan in Japan, big deal, big honor. For you to be able to fight in Japan, New Japan Wrestling, all that. And, AG, congrats. You fulfilled one of your dreams. You wanted to fight in Japan, and now you are, and that's amazing. And that will be on, I think, tomorrow. I don't know how U.S. people can watch that. I have to look into it. But there is that. Speaking of the champions, we also going to have an appearance by the New England champion. Well, the New England champion, Dallas McCarthy. He somehow managed to finagle the belt off of the Riot, Kellen Thomas. And, well, I'm going to tell you this. The Riot isn't one to just let things lie. He's going to be after him. He's going to be, I don't know how to say. Dallas McCarthy should watch himself tonight. I know he has his League of Excellence, and they're going to be around him. I really believe they need to really protect him and that title, as there's going to be, a very angry Riot somewhere around. And who knows what can happen. Wrestling's a crazy, crazy sport. You can see all sorts of wild and crazy things happen. And anything can happen, and anything will happen. So, just be prepared for that. Be prepared for that. Also in the mix tonight, we're going to have Osiris versus the heavy hitter, Shay Cash. Now, let me just tell you something. I'm really loving the new Osiris, though, since he came back. Just that, the darkness, it is great. It is refreshing to me. I like it. I think this is a great matchup, too. It's good to see Heavy Hitter in a different kind of light. He's not going to be in a tag team. He's not going to be managed by anybody. He's, breaking on his own, kind of doing his own thing, and I like that. He's a good wrestler. He can be on his own, I feel. Against Osiris, though, I don't know. Osiris is menacing. He's terrifying. He could destroy you. He could destroy anybody right now. I believe he is going to soon be in line to reclaim and recapture that world heavyweight title for NCW. But that's just my speculation. Anyways, right now, though, it's going to be him versus the heavy hitter tonight. And this is going to be, like I said, a great matchup. I think, they're both OGs in the NCW game, and it's going to be great. Also, speaking of OGs, we're going to have the NCW Tag Team belt on the line, and it's going to be the Hoods. A very old school team that's with Davey Cash and Chris Pyro taking on, well, the Dirt City Murder Crew, but kinda. It's going to be Mike Montero and Jason Devine. I don't know. Sometimes we see it with Ricky. Sometimes we've seen them go through a lot of changes in the last while. Dirt City Murder Crew detox all of it. They've collided. They've fought. They've come together. It's a real brotherhood, and that's what brotherhood's all about. Honestly, it's not always good times. There is bad times involved. But now you got these two matching up. Kind of the original tag team that I once remember, the Influence. If you're an old school wrestling fan, you remember the Influence. They wrestled around New England. They wrestled in Maine. There's actually some Limitless matches, I believe, with them. Check it out. This is going to be a great match because the chemistry is there. And who knows, maybe they can steal the titles and take it from the Hoods. But without that, I will also have to say they have Kevin Castro with them on their side. So that's going to play a big factor. I mean, a manager always does. Always does. More tag team action, too. We have Gail Barkay and Davey Ann teaming up against Randy Rivera and Armani Chaos. This is a great matchup. I love it. First off, you have the veteran gatekeeper of New England here. You got Davey Ann.